So we all love cartoons, right? Well, what if I were to tell you that there were a lot of adult jokes that went over your head when you saw them as a kid for the first time? Oh yeah, I'm about to ruin your childhood. What's going on, YouTube? So can you believe it? Can you believe it when I tell you that a lot of our beloved cartoons were just covered with adult jokes? Adult jokes that I can promise you went over at least 90% of your heads. Because I mean, we were young, we were innocent. Our brains didn't function the way that they do now. So except for maybe some of the really bad kids, we didn't think twice about most of these jokes. Well, now it's time to revisit them. Let's start with Rocco's Modern Life.
Oh baby, oh baby, oh baby. Rocco? Mrs. Bighead?
Really? A sex hotline? Are you kidding me? How this went over my head, I will never know. Because it couldn't be any more clear what's going on here. I mean, you'd have to pretty much not know what sex is for you to let something like this go over your head. But I can guarantee you it went over a lot of yours. Maybe it's just the way that Rocco is moaning. I mean, he does it in such a nonchalant way. And then you add in the fact that it is a cartoon that you wouldn't expect to have dirty sex jokes in it. So I guess if you think about it, you can kind of understand how something like this can go over a kid's head. But still, and how something like this was even allowed in the cartoon, I'll never know. I guess it's probably because most kids probably wouldn't understand it anyways, and the adults or older kids that are watching can get a good laugh. And also so people like me can go back to it years later and make a YouTube video about it. Thanks, Rocco. So now let's talk about Dexter's laboratory.
I must get the next clue. Maybe it's in the kitchen. Oops. Clumsy me. Catastrophe. Ha, that's it.
Oh my God. Now this was actually one of my favorite Cartoon Network shows as a kid. And you want to talk about being blatant about something. I mean, how much more blatant and specific can you get by writing Dad's trophy on somebody's booty? Gee, I wonder what that could mean. I mean, again, you'd pretty much have to have like the most innocent mind ever to let something like this go over your head. I can't believe I was ever that innocent, but apparently I was, and a lot of us were. Now there's another adult joke that happened in the show, and that's when Dexter was trying to make another adult Dee Dee. I believe that's what he was doing, but I could be wrong. Refresh my memory, people. But he was doing something like that. And then the adult Dee Dee said in a very seductive voice,
What does this button do? Excuse me.
and then Dexter ran to take a cold shower. Now this is one of those adult jokes where you can totally understand it going over your head as a kid, but now it couldn't be more clear on what that was all about. Dexter's little ass got horny and he needed a quick shower to calm himself down. Man, these writers for these cartoons back in the day were perverts. Even though they were writing kids cartoons, they just couldn't help themselves. They needed to throw those adult jokes in there too. So now let's talk about the Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, he made us in his laboratory by accident.
Well, what can I say?
Don't worry, Professor. I was an accident too.
Oh, wow, an accident joke. Now, for those of you who have never watched the Powerpuff Girls, there were 3 girls that were made by mistake in a laboratory, and that's how they got all of their powers. Well, a girl that was not made by mistake to get powers, she says that she was also an accident. This is something else that I can totally understand not getting as a kid, but now it's obvious what they were talking about. She was talking about her not being planned by her parents. You get what I'm trying to say here, people? If not, then you're probably still too young and you probably shouldn't be watching this video anyways. So now let's talk about the Rugrats.
And my personal favorite, Lonely Space Vixen. That's for after you go to bed.
Another one of these that went completely over my head that probably shouldn't have. Grandpa is clearly talking about a porno here. I mean, he couldn't have made that any more obvious. Lonely Space Vixens? Oh, please. And he can only watch it after the kids go to bed? Yeah, okay. The Rugrats was actually one of my favorite cartoons on Nickelodeon when I was a kid. And I don't know how I didn't get this joke, because it's clear Grandpa was getting ready to have some alone time with him and his porno and his lotion after dark. Oh, Grandpa. And last but not least, let's talk about Batman.
Wanna try some of my pie?
Holly.
I'm sure you'll want seconds.
Now, believe it or not, I actually didn't watch much Batman as a kid. I was always one of those Spider-Man kids that would go around talking about how Spider-Man would always kick Batman's ass in a fight, which he would. And Spider-Man is clearly the better superhero. I mean, come on. So I was never a big Batman fan, but I did see this scene as a kid. And it's clear that Harley Quinn is trying to seduce the Joker here. And when she ends up asking him, does he want some of her pie? I think it's pretty clear that she's talking about a different kind of pie. I do love Harley Quinn though. Even if you're not the biggest Batman fan, you have to love you some Harley Quinn. But let me know what you guys think about all of these moments in the comment section below. How many of these moments went over your head as a kid? And are there any other adult moments in cartoons that you want to share in the comment section? Let me know. But I'm done talking. If you guys enjoy my videos and want to help me make many more videos for you guys going forward, check out that Patreon link in the description box. And if you guys enjoyed this video, you know what to do. But as always, until next time.